Hi, this is Melissa with Terrazilia Gardening, and I'm here to give a winter sowing update. I'll show you first the jugs that I've already opened. One thing with winter sowing that's difficult is labeling. I've had success with black Sharpie, but I have not had success with dark blue Sharpie staying. So a lot of my labeling is no more. But I'll give you a brief. I have a good idea of what I planted, but varieties might be switched up a little bit. Today is the 3rd of May. So we have beans, yarrow. This is false blue indigo. This is onions. This is a red long onion. More yarrow, purple coneflower, strawberries, asparagus, 2 right here, more beans. I planted the yard-long red Chinese noodle bean, and I also planted dragon tongue bean, and I also planted purple hull black-eyed peas. These are carnations that are really taking off as I've taken off the lid. They're starting to get more bushy. Here's lupin. I know lupin, they're a nitrogen fixer, and I did add some fertilizer, which I think for them is almost too much. They look a little bit yellow, but we'll see if they make it. More yarrow. Sunflowers. Sunflowers are a little bit tricky to transplant. They don't really like transplanting, but I have been able to do it in the past successfully, so I'm trying it again. And then I'll plant some by seed so I get a stagger of when they're in bloom. Pretty sure these are zinnias, and if I remember correctly, they're the yellow, kind of creamy yellow zinnia. This is columbine, the flower. Honestly, I'm not quite sure what this one is. With my labeling has come completely off of this one, but I'm thinking it might be a different zinnia, just because I planted a different types of zinnias, so they look similar. So we'll see. Once they get some of their true leaves, it's easier to identify. These are violets and more columbine, more purple coneflower, false blue indigo, purple coneflower, more carnation, and then this looks to me like another bean. Let me see if I can find the label. Found the label on this one. It's a blue lake bean. So this is just a traditional pole bean. Here's some columbine. Not columbine, cosmos. Excuse me. And then my mom started a bunch of little tomatoes that she sprouted from a cherry tomato that she bought from the store. So we'll see. These are some sort of, we'll see what we get. It's going to be a cherry tomato, I'd think, but they're not heirloom, so we'll see what we get. Other things that are in milk jugs that are not open yet, and a lot of these, I did it in blue Sharpie, and they're all now gone. So right now I'm kind of don't know what I'm growing, but once it gets a little bit bigger, it will be pretty easy to tell by that point. Another one, this looks to me like a zinnia, but we'll see. This one has fuzzy leaves, and I'm pretty positive this is a borage, which is a great pollinator plant. Another borage. Borage is a great companion plant for strawberries. they don't really outcompete them, but I have personally done that. Put my strawberries right next to borage, and the fruiting is really good when you do that. I believe these are golden beets. Beets are one of the root crops that actually you can transplant, so I'm trying it. Here is wheat. We were in wheat area in Washington, so my daughter requested we grow some wheat. These look like beets as well, but we'll see when everything gets a little bit bigger if I'm correct. Okay, I'm not sure what this is. I have no idea what this is. Another one that I am not quite sure on. It might be an herb, but no idea. This is another onion, but these are more of a storage onion, a white onion. Another that I'm not sure what this is. Okay, so that's most of what's growing right now. I am really struggling with my labeling this year. But I do feel like once they get bigger, it's just easier to identify plants, in my opinion. And I already kind of know what I planted, just based off of what seeds I have. But what tips do you have for labeling if you've done winter sowing in the past that have been successful? And please like and subscribe and comment down below what helps you with your winter sowing, and also what you're most excited to grow this year. And I'll talk to you next week.